Eric, you had a few nervous moments at the end there, but overall that must be a very satisfying performance.
We are quickly 1-0 down, but the reaction of the team is good, and also it was one of our aims to deal better with setbacks, and now they stay composed, came in the game, play out of a good formation. I think first 35 minutes were quite impressive from our side.
You were static in recent games, and did you see an advance there? Did you see better pressing from the side as well?
Yeah, I think especially the first half was the pressing well, and Everton didn't came out, and it was difficult for them to come in the game, and the game is to get switches and get a lot of crosses in, and we didn't allow them, so happy with that.
You mentioned the early goal for Everton. I think as Casemiro was introduced to how quickly tackles fly in this kind of game.
Yeah, but I think he will anticipate quickly, and you saw that during the game how important he is. He's that composed, winning a lot of balls, winning also the goal from Cristiano Ronaldo. So he grew into the game. So good performance.
Yeah. What was the Martial injury? Was it a recurrence of his previous?
No, I don't think so. Something different. He had a problem in his back. But he was important. Assist on the goal with Anthony. Yeah. So happy with that. And once again, we are also happy with all the subs who are coming on. And Cristiano making the winning goal. Clear. But also Scott, Rafa was in the end. You mentioned some 4 difficult situations, and you see how important Rafa is there with his organisation and his heading capacity.
Yeah, and you generally managed the second half until that flurry at the end.
Yeah, ball can always come in, and we should have scored already, and I think it was a goal. Then was the game over, but we had many more spaces we didn't use in the counter in attacking transition. So yeah, that's the next step we have to make. But I think happy with the result, of course, but for a lot of periods also happy with the performance.
And tonight was a step in itself, because it's quite a hard place to come and get any result.
It's difficult here. You are right. Goodison Park, Everton, the crowd behind, but also they are in a really good series. Everton, 7 games unbeaten, and also difficult to score against them. And now we scored 2, maybe 3, so that's good.
Well done. Thanks, Eric.
Disappointing night for Everton. Their unbeaten run at an end here. Joleon, we talked Man United just before the break. From Everton's perspective, how much of a setback was tonight?
Yeah, it's a setback because it's on such a good run in regards to 6 games unbeaten. But under tonight's performance, they can't look like they could have won this game. I don't think any keeper was really troubled, apart from the last 5 minutes when De Gea and Everton put a lot of pressure putting balls into the box. But overall, in general play, I don't think they created enough chances. Anthony Gordon was quieter than he usually has been in recent weeks, and probably didn't utilise him or Mope enough in regards to making the defenders defend, putting the balls down the channel. We've seen it a little bit more when Dominic Calvert-Lewin came on, but overall, from a defensive point of view and players coming to Goodison, that was a pretty easy performance for defensive side of Manchester United's game.
We talked about the need for Manchester United to bounce back. Does it feel, though, Joe, that Man City can just demolish anybody at the moment, but tonight that was the sort of game that they have to be winning if they want to finish in the top 4 this season?
Yeah, I think a little bit of what happened in Man City was catching Man City at their absolute brilliant best for 45, 50, 60 minutes. They still managed to score 3 goals in that game, regardless of when they come. But tonight, they dug in. We've all known it. Joleon's played it. It's such a tough place to come, and Frank's got them at it. And Frank's got, they're diligent. They're at it. The midfield are powerful. So Manchester United had to play well tonight, and not so much had to play well. They had to compete, and that's what they did. Having Casemiro in there, he's blocking the lines, give a little bit more strength, a bit more stability in the midfield, and then it allowed Anthony, Rashford, later on Ronaldo to get into the game, and they created enough chances. They could be, and for me, the big tick for Manchester United tonight was the character in the last 5 minutes in dealing with the set pieces that were coming in.
Because they needed it.
They needed it, and Varane just coming off the bench. You can come in cold. It's October, it's freezing. He's used to the sun shining in Madrid. He's coming on, and then he's getting shelled with crosses, and everyone flying in, and he dealt with that. I know he's an experienced campaigner, but he's still doing it. So that shows that there's some fight in this Manchester United team. There's something for the fans to cling on to under Ten Hag. But listen, there's still a lot of holes in their game, and they're still a million miles away from Manchester City. But that's a positive for tonight for United.
He stood firm and he had to. Or we might be talking about Jordan Pickford getting the equaliser here tonight. It was the Rio Ronaldo with the winner here this evening, and we saw that Real Madrid connection in action for it, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, Casemiro first and foremost in this. If you watch it, the first bit I'll play here, he gives it away there. He gives that ball away and you think, oh, and we was all like, oh my God, he's having a bad start to the game. But then you see him here, this is what I love about him, his anticipation in these positions, and he's nous, he's understanding, game understanding. Here, right, I'll win it back again. But the best part of this, yes, he wins it back, doesn't buy the step over, but his immediate thought is once he wins it, is there. And you know this guy, where he is in these positions here, he's only thinking one thing, get me in these areas at goal. And it's a great transition. And from this point on, you think, you know what? A quicker centre-half than Conor Cody, as good as he's been and as good as he is, probably pushes him out here. At least minimum slows Cristiano down. So he has to do more to get a shot off. And allows players like Tarkowski to get in and support him, and the other player there chasing back. Because of the lack of pace, that gets exploited here. And it's a fantastic finish in the end. This is clinical. This is Cristiano Ronaldo at his best.
It's a clever position Ronaldo picks up. You know, that's clever. He's not centre forward standing with Conor. He gives Conor Cody a problem straight away just by going and standing over there when the right back vacates. But Rio's right and off may have been able to shuffle that, but he still had enough and it was a good finish.
But also I think Pickford could have helped him out as well. I think the position and the speed that he comes out with means Conor Cody doesn't get that last 2-3 strides to make a tackle. I think if he's on his line or closer to his line, all of a sudden, because Cody's nearly there, and obviously Ronaldo will have to steady himself when he's taking a strike. So maybe if he's a little bit deeper, it allows Conor Cody to get 2 more strides in or an extra stride and make a tackle or attempt.
You're both centre-halves there. Conor Cody, is he thinking, if I can just get there in time to block the far post, Jordan Pickford's then got to deal with the near post?
That's the thing. I think when you're defending, you can't stop everything, and especially when it's Ronaldo, you're never going to stop everything. But you have to limit his options, and his option is to shoot with his left foot near post. So you're kind of backing your goalie in that scenario, and it's obviously he's world class, so he can finish.
I think a big thing to point out as well, that chance there, after what happened in midweek in Europa League, where he missed multiple chances, you could see the frustrations seeping out of his pores.
It felt like the whole team was desperately trying to get
but you know him better than
second
anyone, Rio. Like, that one phased him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that a lot of players would have come into this game and that chance would have come and they would have probably shied away from it, and maybe they would have had to take another 2 steps, allowing the defender to get back. This guy just doesn't feel that pressure. No. Them chances are gone now, wiped out. I'm here to do a job, and it's just testament to somebody at the age that he is at, with all that he's achieved, still having that drive and determination to come on and prove people wrong, because there's no doubts in my mind he's not sitting there satisfied with what he's done. There's still more to be done. It's crazy with the numbers that this guy's achieved.
He loves a record, it feels, and a milestone. As Joleon said, you know him really well. How will he feel to be at that 700 mark?
Yeah, he'll be delighted with that. But I think the bigger picture for him now, immediately, I think in time he'll look back and be happy with that. But I think right now he'll be sitting there and he'll probably be sitting and thinking to the manager, I've given you something to think about now. You dare try and leave me out again. That will be his thinking.
I don't think the manager does. I don't think, because even tonight, like, that is why he's in the team. Like, the intensity was there throughout the team, you could say, but he's not in there to press. Like,
does that change Ten Hag's thinking about him now?
It has
going forward.
It has to, because he's the one player you want in that situation, regardless of any goal scoring opportunity. You want Ronaldo to have it, and they're not coming free flowing. They're not creating multiple chances every game. It's limited. So if you keep creating limited chances, you want the person that you know has the highest conversion rate.
Yeah, I think you both hit the nail on the head earlier when we were talking about, like, with Ronaldo was out the team, and then you see the front three pressing like mad, and you can see something visually and go, right, that's Man United. That's where they're going. All right, Ronaldo's at 38, can't do that. But they're not even pressing like mad, the front three. They press a little bit. Like, when he comes on, they don't lose anything in the press for me. So, like, from an outsider looking at you, like, why is he not playing you moments guaranteed? Well,
today they made their most retrievals of the ball in the opposition's final third. So Ronaldo was on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? This season they've won the ball back more than any other time this season. So it says that it can be done with him in the team if the whole team's functioning right.
Well, Eric,
very much, Bruno. Hectic finish, but you won.
Yeah, we know how he's playing against Everton here at their home. Obviously, we know when they have a corner, sometimes seems seems like a goal for them. They're really dangerous, obviously, and with the support from their supporters there is really tough. But we did well, we defend really well. Great block from Marcos at the end. And this is what it's about. It's like togetherness, effort, make the best for the team.
We saw a bit of character because you had a terrible start, but you recovered.
Yeah, I think obviously we don't have from nothing, but I think we played pretty well in the first half. The second half, the last 20 minutes, we could do a little bit better, but from nothing. But I think we played pretty well in the first half. The second half, the last 20 minutes, we could do a little bit better. But anyway, three big points for us. It's really important to get back on the winning track.
Did we see the kind of intensity that the manager's looking for and the concentration as well?
Yeah, the manager and ourselves also. We know we want these kind of games. We want to show this spirit, this togetherness. It's really important for us that we carry on this, because this was what made that 4 wins in a row and made us win today. So we have to carry.